Hey gladiators, walk the calm way. You see him in the mirror every single morning, the man who desperately wants to scream at the world because it feels like everything is entirely rigged against him. Your bank account is empty, your marriage just crumbled, and your physical energy is completely drained. It is incredibly easy to let that white-hot fury take over your entire existence. Anger makes you feel powerful for a fleeting second, but it is a massive, dangerous illusion. Anger is a cheap drug for the weak, designed to keep you exactly where you are. True strength is not loud, erratic, or destructive. It is a quiet, deadly discipline. Society tells you it is perfectly fine to vent, to let it all out, and to blame the universe for your terrible circumstances. They want you angry because an emotionally reactive man is entirely predictable. He makes impulsive decisions, ruins his own life, and stays hopelessly stuck. But you will not be that man anymore today. Chapter 1. The Heavy Chain of Emotion. There was a man named Thomas who lost his entire business in a single, devastating night. His trusted partner robbed him blind, leaving him with absolutely nothing but a massive mountain of debt and a severely fractured spirit. Thomas desperately wanted to burn the entire world down. He screamed at his bedroom walls, punched straight through the hard plaster, and violently blamed the uncaring universe for his sudden and catastrophic financial downfall. For a brief moment, that blind, explosive rage felt like pure fuel. But when the thick dust finally settled, the crushing debt remained exactly where it was. The room was still freezing cold, and he was still completely, hopelessly broke. He was entirely powerless. Every single time you blow up, you surrender your ultimate power to the immediate situation. You gladly hand over the keys to your own mind. You let an entirely indifferent world perfectly dictate your internal emotional state. Marcus Aurelius understood this perfectly centuries ago on the blood-soaked battlefield. He noted that the consequences of our anger are always far more grievous than the causes of it. When you react in pure, unadulterated fury, you are not acting like a calculated leader. You are acting exactly like a wounded animal, desperately trapped in a dark corner. You might think you look incredibly dangerous, but to the rest of the cold world, you'll just look hopelessly fragile and deeply defeated. Chapter 2. Forging the Iron Mind. Consider the ancient blacksmith, carefully shaping fine steel. He never throws the heavy iron against the brick wall when it stubbornly refuses to bend. He does not violently curse the hot flame or complain about the extreme heat radiating against his face. He calmly turns up the fire, grips his hammer with absolute, terrifying certainty, and strikes with precise intention. The fire does not control him. He completely masters the raging fire to forge a deadly, unbreakable weapon of war. Your raw, unfiltered emotion is exactly like that intensely burning fire. Left entirely unchecked, your anger will mercilessly burn your own house down to the foundation. But if you can channel that profound frustration, it becomes an unstoppable engine for your own success. Instead of screaming at a woman who left you, use that immense, dark energy to build a physique carved out of solid granite. Instead of crying over a lost paycheck, use it to ruthlessly construct your own empire. Look at David Goggins. He does not waste a single ounce of vital energy complaining about the sheer difficulty of the mission. He simply embraces the brutal suck. When you complain, you are unconsciously begging the universe to lower its standards so you can remain completely mediocre. But the universe does not care about your feelings. It only respects relentless, disciplined action. You must immediately stop wishing for a much lighter burden and start aggressively building broader shoulders. This is a lonely road. Your old drinking buddies will not understand why you wake up at dawn to suffer in the cold. They will mock your extreme dedication because your new discipline highlights their pathetic laziness. Let them laugh. We are separating the wolves from the absolute sheep. Drop a comment right now with the word unbreakable. If you are fully committing to this brutal path today, let the world see your iron declaration. We read every single one. You are not fighting alone. Every time you conquer that weak, pathetic voice inside your head that begs you to hit the snooze button, you level up your reality. Discipline is the ultimate currency of the modern world. It buys you freedom. It buys you genuine respect. And most importantly, it buys you absolutes. You cannot purchase that kind of deep internal power. You have to rent it every single day. And the daily rent is paid strictly in blood, sweat, and unyielding consistency. Pay the toll today. Chapter 3. The Myth of the Unfair Hand. Let us carefully examine a man named Julian. He spent 5 long years obsessing over a lost promotion. He blamed corporate politics. He cursed his former boss, and he poisoned every new interaction with the toxic residue of his past failures. He truly thought his relentless anger was a shield protecting him from further pain. In reality, it was a heavy prison. He was drinking poison every single morning and waiting for his old enemies to die. Mastering yourself means realizing that nobody owes you a perfectly fair existence. The world is a chaotic, brutal arena. Jocko Willink preaches extreme ownership for a reason. If your life is a complete disaster right now, it is your fault. That sounds incredibly harsh, but it is actually the most liberating truth you will ever hear. If it is your fault, that means you have the absolute power to fix it. If you blame the external world, you are forever begging for mercy from a tyrant. You must stop acting like a secondary character in your own movie. The hero does not sit in the corner complaining about the villain's unfair tactic. The hero trains in the dark until he becomes entirely undeniable. If you are finally done renting your mindset from weak men who constantly complain, align yourself with the elite who actually execute. Hit subscribe right now. Do not do it to grow this channel. Do it as a binding digital contract to hold yourself to a much higher standard. Look at the men who command genuine respect. They do not demand it through loud tantrums or arrogant outbursts. They silently earn it through the undeniable physical density of their bodies and the unshakable resilience of their minds. They treat their bodies like temples and their minds like fortified castles. When you build absolute physical strength, you are not just lifting heavy weights. You are literally forging the mental armor required to survive the harshest winters of your life. The weak man is constantly searching for a secret shortcut or a magic pill to bypass the suffering. The strong man actively seeks out the heaviest burden he can possibly carry, knowing the struggle is the only thing that produces greatness. You have to decide today which man you are going to be. The clock is ticking, and Father Time is completely undefeated. Stop letting your temporary anger steal the limited hours you have left to build a legacy that will outlast your physical existence. Chapter 4. The Weapon of Silence. The loudest man in the room is always the weakest. He uses noise to mask his profound insecurities. Real power is completely silent. It observes, it calculates, and it strikes only when necessary. Think of the ancient Spartans. They did not march into battle screaming wildly like undisciplined barbarians. They marched in absolute, terrifying silence. That silence broke the morale of their enemies long before the first clash of heavy bronze shield. When you react to disrespect with instant anger. You give the aggressor exactly what they want. You hand them the remote control to your nervous system. Imagine walking through a dense forest and a small dog barks at you. Do you get on your hands and knees to aggressively bark back? No. You keep walking because you know your absolute superiority. When life barks at you with minor inconveniences or disrespectful people, you must maintain that exact same unstoppable forward momentum. Instead of whining about how hard your current situation is, you must weaponize it. This brings us to a critical test of your immediate execution. I want you to go down to the comments right now and write down the absolute biggest failure of your entire life. Right next to it, write exactly how you are going to leverage that exact failure to build your empire. Make it a public declaration of war against your former, weaker self. Claim your territory and let your enemies read it. This level of radical ownership will isolate you from the weak. Most men would rather die comfortably in their familiar misery than risk the extreme pain of massive transformation. That is exactly why this specific community exists. If you are truly ready to leave the herd of complaining victims behind, click that subscribe button. It is not just a metric. It is your formal initiation into a brotherhood of men who absolutely refuse to settle for a mediocre, pathetic existence. Your anger is not a weapon against the world. It is a heavy anchor, dragging you straight to the bottom of the ocean. Cut their rope. You must learn to separate the situation from your emotional response to it. The flat tirade, the lost job, the terrible breakup, those are simply objective facts. Your raging fury is a secondary, optional reaction. Choose absolute stoic detachment. When you control your breathing and focus your mind, you transform every single obstacle into an advantage. Chapter 5. The Master of the Heavy Shell. Let us be completely honest for a second. Waking up in a cold and empty bed after a brutal divorce, or looking at a bank account that screams absolute failure, is a uniquely heavy burden. It feels exactly like wearing a massive iron turtle shell on your back every single day. The invisible weight is entirely suffocating. Most men try to take the shell off. They look for cheap distractions, toxic vices, or fleeting pleasure to escape reality. But the master knows it is no punishment. The shell is the exact training mechanism required to make you undeniably strong. When you finally stop fighting the weight and accept it, your legs grow massive like tree trunks. What used to entirely crush your spirit now barely registers as a simple daily warm-up. You must fall deeply in love with the immense gravity of your current daily struggles. That is how you transcend the weak, useless anger of the average man. You stop asking for a lighter load and build stronger shoulders. Chapter 6. The Ultimate Empire. The ultimate victory is never against a physical opponent in the ring. The ultimate victory is entirely internal. It is the absolute, ruthless extermination of the weak, complaining victim, living inside your own skull. When you finally stop wasting your precious energy on useless anger, you have an infinite reserve of power to aggressively attack your goals. You begin to view reality as a complex, brutal battlefield where only the most fiercely disciplined men conquer it all. The weak men will continue to sit on the sidelines and scream at the referees. They will die with their heavy regrets, but you are actively stepping into the center of the bloody arena. You take the hits, you swallow the intense pain, and you convert every single ounce of that agony into pure, undeniable progress. You become a terrifying force of relentless forward motion. Fast forward 5 years from this exact moment. You wake up in total financial freedom. Your physical frame is carved from solid iron. The men who doubted you are exactly where you left them, drowning in their bitter rage. You built an undeniable empire entirely in silence. The fire that used to burn you alive is now the exact furnace powering your massive legacy. Breathe in the challenge, stand up straight, crush the weakness within, and never look back. Gladiators, walk the Kame way.